Girl, I am not wearing white to vote. So this election is finally coming to an end, thank God. But not without some last-minute foolishness from the people who are supposed to be our allies. There is a Wear White to Vote campaign going on right now. This is a nod to the suffrage movement, comprised of women who fought during the late 19th and early 20th century to secure the women's vote. And that's cool, except for the fact that the leaders of that movement were disgustingly racist. To be clear, the suffrage movement was for white women. Of course, black women organized around the issue. We created our own clubs and came together and were involved despite being marginalized, because that's what we do. But some of the most prominent white suffragists said stuff like this: "You have put the ballot in the hands of your black men, thus making them political superiors of white women. Never before in the history of the world have men made former slaves the political masters of their former mistresses. What will we and our daughters suffer if these degraded black men are allowed to have the rights that would make them even worse than our Saxon fathers? White supremacy will be strengthened, not weakened, by women's suffrage." Some of the most iconic images from this movement come from the women's suffrage procession of 1913, but you'll be hard-pressed to find any black women in them because they were all sent to the back. They, of course, were there. That was one of the first public acts of service from the women of Delta Sigma Theta, and there are differing reports about whether or not Ida B. Wells snuck out and joined the Illinois delegation, but either way, you get the point. Not for women who look like me. And you know what? Maybe I would soften to all of these nods to racist history if I felt like contemporary white feminists were willing to reconcile or acknowledge the past. But I still haven't forgotten about this. Actresses from the 2015 movie Suffragette wearing shirts with a quote from British activist Emmeline Pankhurst: "I'd rather be a rebel than a slave." Now, Pankhurst said this after slavery had officially ended in North America, but still, it's inappropriate. And sorry, no, I don't dismiss that stuff as just a byproduct of the times. The entire thing is tainted. I don't want to be associated. The thing about being a black woman is people are always asking you to ignore these really important considerations when it suits their interests. Please don't ask us to celebrate a history in which we weren't seen as fully human. Should we know about it? Sure. But beyond that, I'm not going to honor inclusivity and progress by hailing a racist past. I just can't do it. And can we talk about doing this stuff while black women are undoubtedly going to be the most loyal voting bloc for HRC? Just careless. Do y'all recognize that it's possible to be both black and a woman, and that both of those things matter? It can't be that hard. White feminists, come closer, listen very closely to me. Read a book. Some Lords, some Hooks, some Walker, something, because we can't go on like this. This is why we don't trust y'all. So today I'll vote for Ida, for Fanny, for Ella, for Septima, for Sojourner, for Harriet, but that's all I can do.